Alright, hey, welcome back to TheEndStep.com standard video series. This is Adam, and I'm playing Bant Hexproof. So James's deck, he mentioned that the deck was pretty good against Reanimator because it kind of goes underneath Reanimator. And that's pretty much the boogeyman of the environment right now, so this is yet another deck that's recommended against the Junk Reanimator deck for a similar reason that it goes underneath, but also because of all the hexproof guys. Like you can't really get blown up by Angel of Serenity when you have 8 hexproof guys that you really want to go in on, and they have a tough time blocking because most of the time if you have an Ethereal Armor, it will kill any one of their guys that they're going to block with. So the deck is pretty much revolving around play a hexproof guy, play a bunch of enchantments on it, and attack. Pretty straightforward. That kind of strategy is usually pretty bad, but hexproof makes that strategy pretty good. Because you can't get blown out when they, burn your guy out in response to your enchantment and get 2 for 1. So you're playing with some small other creatures that are decent. The Avacyn Pilgrim really just jumping you to like turn 2 Geist or turn 2 Loxodon Smiter. The Fencing Ace is really powerful, but he's very vulnerable, so he's only a 2 of. But it can get really out of hand with an Ethereal Armor or even just a Spectral Flight. He swings for 6 in the air. So that's pretty gross. And Smiter is really just a really big body for his cost. So him with an enchantment is a ton of damage really fast. Especially with one of the flying enchantments, you're going to get in there pretty quickly, and it's going to be a fast clock. And then your only other non-enchantment spell is Simic Charm, which is really good at protecting your guy in regards to like a fencing ace, and then you can also pump to get that last bit of damage, which with double strike is a ton of damage. 22 land, the 12 shocks in your colors, and 1 basic forest just to increase your turn 1 Avacyn Pilgrim. So the best enchantment of the deck is definitely Gift of Orzhova, but it's a little difficult to cast in this deck because it is double white in your 3-color deck. Some lists do splash 2 Overgrown Tombs for the black just to help cast that card, but it does then kind of mess up your other mana because now you're cutting down on your other colored lands. So we're going to go with none of those and just run 3 of those instead. That's about it, so we'll be back with the sideboard in 1 second. Here we are back with the sideboard for Bant Hexproof. We've got a smattering of a few different cards to help out against any other similar speed deck. So you have like some Pilgrims, some Feeling Dreads, and Fogs to solve the other quick decks. Then you have Rootborn Defenses, Syncopate to help against the control deck. So if they wrath you, then you just make your guys indestructible. You can also do the sweet trick of when you have an angel token from Geist of Traft, if you cast this, especially if you're like suiciding the Geist into a guy, you can do this, save your Geist, but also get an additional angel token which won't disappear. Then you have some Pacifisms, which are essentially for the other big green decks that play like Thragtusk and stuff like that you want to get by. I can also see it being decent against Reanimator because if they try to like stabilize with an Angel of Serenity and you have like a Geist or something like that, that you can get in there with that last point of damage. Then Grafdigger's Cage is your obligatory graveyard hate. Obviously we could run Rest in Peace in this deck, but the deck is really mana hungry because an all-in strategy early, and you don't want to take up a turn just to take the turn off to cast your graveyard hate. You want to like cast this and an Ethereal Armor or this and a Rancor, so it doesn't slow up your tempo that much. And that is about it. So we'll be back with the games.